On a street in Mumbai, an ad for India's biggest dairy producer, Amul. Each week, these satirical cartoons poke fun at hot issues, and this is where they're created. The Dakuna agency's been producing the ads for 50 years, featuring a little girl who, while pitching butter, gives a wry take on current affairs.
Most Indians feel very possessive about the Amul Girl. They see her as a national daughter. She's a cartoon, but she's everyone's little child.
She may be little, but she takes on big topics, from political scandals to financial falls. This cartoon jokes about poor infrastructure during Delhi's Commonwealth Games.
I think about the Amul hoardings 24 hours of the day. I constantly think what's going to happen. How do we handle this scam? How do we handle that politician? So my mind is always ticking. And so it's a lot of fun, actually, especially in a country like this, where there's just there's no shortage of topics.
But it's not just Indian life which makes the grade. Dakuna and copywriter Manish Javeri recently took on Clint Eastwood's speech at the US Republican Convention.
Clint Eastwood speaking to an empty chair created waves across the net. So we had Clint Eastwood becoming Clint Feast Food, and instead of Obama, we made it Obamul, and we put a slab of butter on the chair.
They may be funny, but Manish says not everyone in the Indian establishment is amused with the Amul ads, and politicians are touchier than ever.
I think the older guys are a little more wary. They don't like being laughed at. They don't mind laughing at people, but they have a problem with being laughed at or made the butt of jokes.
Recently, an anti-corruption cartoonist was arrested on sedition charges for images deemed insulting to national symbols like Parliament. So Raul has to tread more carefully than in the past.
There are certain topics I stay away from. I don't touch religion at all. I don't touch the right-wing political parties. I don't go there because it's just too tricky, and we live in a democracy, but we live in a strange democracy where we're sensitive. So as long as one's careful about that, we're fine.
Today's cartoon has little to do with controversy. Amul's elderly founder, Verghese Kurian, has died in his home state of Gujarat, so the ad's a tribute.
This time we've dressed her in a typical milk person's outfit, which is the sort of dress in Gujarat.
With the cartoon all finished and sent off to clients, illustrator giant Rana can relax. The man who's drawn Amul's cartoons for a quarter century certainly has his favourites.
I like Bollywood ones because Bollywood has lots of different themes, and we add our own take on them, which makes it interesting and challenging.
Less than a day later, and the team's hard work is up for all to see. Against a golden Indian sky, the nation's buttery daughter salutes Amul's founding father. For the Wall Street Journal, this is Natacha Butler in Mumbai.